Actually, this is in the Reddit post as well. This is GME's macro position of 2020 versus current. So from a macro position, this is what I was looking for. Low price of around $15.60 to $17 would be the V point. This is once May confirmed its highest point of the year. Because of Jan theory, we knew that that would be the highest point of the year. Progression. This is fast forwarding then to September. We are tracking through all these micro landmarks on our way down to find the low price V. Again, that's anywhere from $15.50 to $17. And then this is our semi-current. It's a little dated, but it's semi-current. I mean, obviously, this was still at 23. After the Trump posted the Halo thing on the White House page, I knew that it was going to be a new C top. That's what we were looking for here. And then we were going to S curve to go find V. So what are we doing currently? We are in S curve going to find V. And actually, I just updated these last night in the Discord, and they look incredible. So from a larger perspective, zooming into the more micro, this is the entire from V, C top, wedge, S curve V, is our current from May, C top, wedge, S curve to go find V. This is zooming in on just from basically this blue rejection circle down to V. So on our current from the blue rejection circle down to V. This is zooming in on that. Here we are. Again, the C top was the White House tweet. Pumped us up a decent amount and then pulled right back. Confirmed this micro iteration. What is in this white square right here? It's a C top, a wedge, an S curve, and a V. That's what it is. Basic fractal landmarks. You can do it on large time frames, micros, ITMFs, everywhere. So when you see people posting these side by sides to May, what are they really seeing? They're seeing a it looks like this type of iteration. Does it look the same? Yeah, it's fractal. It's a self-similar pattern. All right, so this is zooming in on that area again, C top, and a little micro that we checked off. This was all done live with great updates. C top, wedge, S curve V. We still had to come down and find this lowest point. That's why my buy zone is from this 1869 low, which is a low point right here. This is our August 5th, 2024 Japan knife landmark. Getting below that is key. Below 1869. That's why I think that if we're still above $18 by earnings, and I'm going to show you on this, let's zoom in one more time. We're going to zoom in on just from this C point to the V, and then from our current, just this C point to the V. Enhance. Here we are. What is these two strong momentum red candles? It's an S curve. S curve is a volatility landmark to bring price back to a point of accumulation again. So I believe we're going to see just the slightest green. You can see on this iteration of 2020, and you shouldn't do exacts. You should not have to zoom in on a pattern and micro track the way that I am right now. I do not recommend it. There's too much fluctuation in price when you're working with micros. They can do a lot of different stuff, and you're looking at it day to day, every day. You're like, did I get the move? Did I get the move? It goes up, a 0.5%. And you're like, oh, that must be the move, and then I don't recommend it. But for the sake of we're micro tracking into MOASS, I'm going to show you how this works. So micro tracking into MOASS, we're looking for a slight uptrend. And then this gap down landmark. Again, this isn't anything new. You can look at different gap downs on iterations when you're comparing. We do this market wide, so we've seen this 100 times. Gap downs are usually extreme volatility, and they will transfer to a new iteration. It is part of the pattern. A gap down landmark, in a lot of cases, is part of the pattern. So coming up for GME, what would be an extreme volatility event that would bring price down? And if we look historically at its chart, what is that event, and does it repeat as a reason for price to go down? And because it's a gap down, that means that it doesn't happen during market hours. Okay, so we need an after hours event that is known for volatility, historically has been a gap down, and the exact same landmark that we're looking for right now as far as being an S curve. There is only one event that has happened consistently that puts us down to a V point from this exact landmark that we're tracking right now at this exact time of the year, and it's earnings. It's earnings. So that's why, like in my Reddit post, what I said was, if we find ourselves still above 1869 pre-earnings, then I am going to assume, and it is assume, I broke it down really well on why I think this. It should be a gap down landmark to then go find our lower price targets, those lower price targets of anywhere from 16 to 1750. That would be perfect. You can see on our 2020 iteration, the V point is the lowest point in this entire iteration, which makes sense. Basic fractal landmarks, you're going C point, wedge, wedge, S curve to a low V. So that's why I believe we need to come down and get below both of these August 5th and I think this was the June bottom. That's anything below 1774. Anything below that. And then this is why when you look at it, like this 1556, that is like my Alamo. If it goes down there, that's just